We have done programs about internet safety with our students before. And the feedback we've gotten and what I've seen with the students is just that those programs haven't been very impactful. When I had a presentation done for me and for my counselor in regards to the Sold No More program, and then I started hearing about really everything the program covered, and the child exploitation, and looking at some of the data just in our own community, in the Tucson community, and it was frightening to look at that data, especially in the beginning, and I started thinking that I wasn't sure how comfortable I was going to be having that information shared with my students. But the more I looked at the data, the more I realized that not sharing that information with students really put them at risk.
I want you to think about, of all the places we talked about, what is the #1 place that a pimp would go to find a teenager? Matthew? Online. Thank you. On the internet. It is the #1 place where they're finding teens today.
As a school administrator, you often think about, well, how is a community, how are the parents going to react to what students are being taught in school? And as a father of 2 school-aged daughters, I figured that I would much rather make sure my students are aware of the potential dangers than not be aware. And as a parent, I felt that it was much more important to err on the side of education than in trying to, hide information or limit the information that students would be getting, because that information could end up saving them in the long run.
So 1 in 5 people under the age of 18 will be sexually solicited online. So they'll have somebody reach out to them online asking them to do something sexual. So thinking about Booth Fickett, if we think about your whole middle school here, that's like 200 students. That's 20% of this class. So that's probably, doing my math really fast, maybe like 5 of you guys, right? This is not a small statistic. So chances are you or somebody you know will be sexually solicited online.
One of my teachers actually reached out, not solicited at all, to tell me that it was one of the best presentations he had ever seen done to students, that it was done in a very balanced, kind and thoughtful manner, that the students were very attentive, which doesn't always happen with middle school students. If you can't capture their interest and have some enthusiasm and connection to them, they are not always the easiest of audiences. But this was a program where the trainers were well prepared. The students found them interesting. They were attentive. They wanted to learn about the information being presented, and it was done very well.
So we're going to start with talking about social networking. How many of you guys are on some type of social media? So Facebook,
how about
Twitter,
Snapchat, Instagram, Tumblr?
So like almost every single person, right? How many of you maybe don't have a social media but use like online gaming or Xbox Live or PlayStation? Almost all, yes, thank you, yes, the whole class. Everybody is involved in some type of activity online where they interact with other people, right? The first one we're going to talk about is social networking. So the #1 rule of social networking is to not accept just anybody, right?
My rule of thumb would be that if your parents don't know them or your parents can't meet them, that they're probably not a safe person to have on your social media.
At first, I was a little worried that we wouldn't have a high turnout of students opting into the program. I was thinking, well, we might have to worry about coming up with alternative plans, where are we going to put the students and what's going to happen, but that ended up not being an issue. In a school of 1,300 students, I didn't receive any concerns from parents, and as a school administrator first looking in that was one of the things I was worried about. What's the feedback going to be from parents? Am I going to have parents upset about me even wanting to present this kind of a curriculum?
If you do accept anybody, And even if you don't, the number 2 biggest rule here for your notes is to not share personal information, right?
The trainers coming in are well prepared, and not just prepared in the curriculum, but able to work with and connect to the students that they have in front of them. It's a program that's important, that I think it has a great impact for our students, can help them be safe. It's something that we were able to do for our students in our community, and so I think it's certainly something that can be replicated in other places.